Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update from NFL News Now. The Philadelphia Eagles have made their stance crystal clear. A.J. Brown is not going anywhere. Despite the whirlwind of rumors flying around social media, message boards, and even some insider circles, the organization has no interest, zero, zilch, nada, in trading away one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL. Jay Glazer, one of the most trusted voices when it comes to league insiders, broke the news this week, shutting down any speculation before it could catch real fire. According to Glazer, there's absolutely no chance Brown will be moved before the trade deadline. That's right, no amount of buzz, clickbait, or wild fan theories will change that. The Eagles are locked in with their star receiver, and that's exactly how they want it. Now, let's get one thing straight. In today's NFL, trade rumors are like wildfire. They spread fast, they burn hot, and most of the time, they're fueled by nothing more than smoke and fan frustration. So when A.J. Brown's name started to circulate, it was easy for fans and media alike to start connecting dots that didn't actually exist. Maybe it was because of some sideline frustration caught on camera. Maybe it was the fact that the Eagles' passing game had hit a couple of rough patches. Or maybe it was just the nature of the business. When you're one of the best at your position, your name always seems to pop up in trade chatter. But according to the Eagles' front office, and now backed by Glazer's report, none of that matters. Brown isn't on the market, not even close. A.J. Brown, 28, is not just another wide receiver. He's a generational talent who completely changed the dynamic of the Eagles' offense the moment he stepped foot in Philadelphia. When the Tennessee Titans drafted him in the second round of the 2019 NFL Draft, they knew they were getting a physical, explosive receiver who could break tackles and stretch defenses. But even they probably didn't realize just how quickly he'd ascend to elite status. During his time in Tennessee, Brown became the heart and soul of that offense, a force who could take a slant route to the house and make defensive backs look foolish trying to bring him down. So when the Titans made the shocking decision to trade him to the Eagles back in 2022, it sent shockwaves across the league. That trade, remember, was a blockbuster. The Eagles sent a first-round pick and a third-round pick to Tennessee in exchange for Brown. It was the kind of move that immediately signaled Philadelphia's intentions. They weren't content with just being competitive. They wanted to build a powerhouse, a team capable of dominating for years to come. And what did Brown do once he arrived? He delivered. Instantly. From the very first game, he became Jalen Hurts' go-to weapon, the guy you knew the ball was going to when the Eagles needed a big play. His chemistry with Hurts was undeniable, his impact immeasurable. He wasn't just a wide receiver. He was a statement of intent. Following the trade, Brown signed a 4-year, $100 million contract that included a jaw-dropping $57 million guaranteed. That kind of investment doesn't just say, "We believe in you." It says, "You are part of the foundation." And he proved worthy of every penny. His presence not only opened up the field for the rest of the offense, including Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert, but also gave Hurts a level of confidence that every young quarterback dreams of. When you have a receiver who can make contested catches, burn corners deep, and bulldoze safeties after the catch, your offense becomes nearly impossible to defend. And that's exactly what the Eagles had with A.J. Brown, a matchup nightmare for defensive coordinators. Then, as if to further solidify their commitment, the Eagles didn't stop there. They doubled down on their belief in Brown by inking him to an even bigger deal, a 3-year, $96 million extension that included a staggering $84 million guaranteed. That's not just franchise player money. That's cornerstone money. That's the type of deal you give to someone who you expect to retire in your colors. So when people started tossing around trade scenarios online, hypothetical packages involving first-round picks, top defensive players, or some imaginary fresh start narrative, it was almost laughable. Why on earth would the Eagles even consider moving on from the most dominant receiver they've had in years, especially one who's still in his prime? Through 7 games this season, Brown's numbers speak for themselves. 29 receptions, 395 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Sure, those aren't earth-shattering stats by his own lofty standards, but they tell only part of the story. His influence on the game goes far beyond the box score. Defenses have to game plan for him every single week, often rolling coverage his way, and opening up opportunities for others. He commands respect. He draws double teams. He changes the geometry of the field. And that's something you can't just replace, no matter how many draft picks you get in return. It's also worth remembering how much Brown means to this team's identity. The Eagles are built on toughness, swagger, and an underdog mentality that's been ingrained in the city's sports culture for decades. A.J. Brown embodies that spirit perfectly. He's physical, emotional, passionate, sometimes fiery, yes, but always driven by an obsession to win. That kind of intensity can be misread from the outside. Fans see a heated exchange on the sideline and immediately jump to conclusions, assuming there's tension or dissatisfaction brewing. But inside that locker room, his teammates know what that energy represents. It's accountability. It's fire. It's leadership. From the Eagles' perspective, moving Brown would be organizational malpractice. General Manager Howie Roseman has built one of the most balanced and talented rosters in the league. The offense runs through Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, and the connection between the two is a big reason why the Eagles remain perennial contenders. You don't break that up. Not for cap space, not for draft picks, not for a hypothetical reset. This is a win-now team, and Brown is a win-now player. The window for Super Bowl contention is wide open, and trading away one of your biggest weapons would slam it shut faster than you could say deadline. Of course, rumors like these often surface for reasons that go beyond football. Sometimes they're fueled by agents trying to gain leverage, sometimes by rival teams stirring the pot, or sometimes simply by fan bases dreaming up unrealistic scenarios. In the modern era of sports media, speculation is currency. But the Eagles front office has made it clear they're not interested in playing that game. They've built a culture of loyalty and belief in their core players, and Brown sits firmly at the center of that philosophy. When Glazer says zero chance, that's not PR spin, that's reality. Another factor to consider is A.J. Brown's own mindset. By all accounts, he loves Philadelphia. He's embraced the city, the fans, and the challenge of playing in one of the most passionate sports markets in America. He's repeatedly spoken about his connection with Jalen Hurts, calling him not just a teammate, but a brother. That bond isn't something you can just manufacture elsewhere. It's been forged through battles, through wins and losses, through moments that define a team's character. When you see Hurts and Brown celebrate a touchdown, it's not just chemistry, it's trust. And that's what makes this rumor mill so absurd. Trading Brown would mean tearing apart one of the most effective duos in football. If anything, this situation serves as a reminder of just how good A.J. Brown is. When your name starts popping up in trade talks, even when there's zero chance of it happening, it means you're special. It means every team in the league would love to have you. But it also means your current team values you too much to let you go. The Eagles have Super Bowl aspirations this season, and there's no universe in which they're better without A.J. Brown. He's the engine that drives the passing game, the player defenses fear the most, and the emotional spark that can turn the tide of a game. So, as the trade deadline approaches and the chatter continues online, Eagles fans can rest easy. Their star receiver isn't going anywhere. The reports are clear, the message from inside the organization is unwavering, and the chemistry between Brown and Hurts is as strong as ever. The only thing Brown should be focusing on is torching opposing defenses and chasing another shot at a championship. Because make no mistake, the Eagles are all in on A.J. Brown. And as long as he's wearing midnight green, this team will continue to soar. At the end of the day, this story isn't about rumors. It's about reassurance. It's about a franchise publicly reaffirming its commitment to one of its most important players. It's about shutting down the noise and focusing on what truly matters, winning football games. And if you're an Eagles fan, that's exactly what you want to hear. Because A.J. Brown isn't just a receiver. He's a statement. He's proof that the Eagles are here to stay among the NFL elite. And judging by the way this organization is built, that's not changing anytime soon. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. Jalen Hurts has finally broken his silence, and what he said is sending shockwaves through the NFL world. For weeks, rumors have been swirling around Philadelphia, whispers in the locker room, chatter on social media, and speculation in every sports bar from Philly to LA, but nobody had heard it straight from Hurts' own mouth until now. And when he spoke, it was nothing short of explosive. Nobody on this team wants him back, Hurts reportedly declared about a certain former player who, up until recently, had been the face of the franchise. You can imagine the reactions, fans biting their nails, analysts scrambling for sound bites, and the internet doing what it does best, exploding with every possible theory. The Eagles have always been known for their intensity, their tight-knit culture, and their unwillingness to tolerate drama behind the scenes. But this revelation pushes everything to another level. There's no ambiguity here. Hurts didn't hedge, he didn't sugarcoat, and he certainly didn't mince words. He made it clear. The vibe in the locker room is not in favor of a comeback that many might have quietly hoped for. From the moment the story hit, social media became a pressure cooker. Every Eagles fan seemed to have an opinion, and every analyst suddenly had an insider source. The tension isn't just about the past. It's about the identity of this team going forward. Hurts' comments suggest that what we're seeing isn't just a disagreement on the field. This is a fundamental clash of visions, a fracture in the culture that has defined Philadelphia for decades. And here's the kicker. Nobody outside the inner circle really knows how deep it goes. Is it personal? Is it purely professional? Or is this the culmination of years of simmering frustration that has finally boiled over? Either way, Hurts' words have put the Eagles in a spotlight that is uncomfortable, unavoidable, and frankly, explosive. The optics are brutal. In a league where public image and locker room harmony matter as much as talent, this kind of revelation could reverberate for seasons to come. You can almost hear the collective gasp of the NFL community as analysts try to contextualize what Hurts just said. And the timing couldn't be more volatile. The offseason is already a hotbed of speculation, with trades, free agency moves, and coaching decisions dominating headlines. Now, add a public declaration from your star quarterback essentially saying, "This is the team's unanimous feeling," and you've got a wildfire ready to spread. Fans are torn. Some are shocked, some are vindicated, and some are just trying to process whether this changes everything they thought they knew about the Eagles. Because make no mistake, Hurts isn't just any player. He's the heartbeat of the franchise, the one carrying the team on his shoulders, and the one whose voice carries weight. When he speaks, people listen. And right now, what he's saying is loud, clear, and impossible to ignore. The speculation on who he is has already reached fever pitch. Everyone has their theory, every rumor site has a hot take, and every sports talk show is spinning endlessly trying to decipher the subtext. Was it a former MVP? A controversial free agent signing? A veteran presence whose return could have shifted locker room dynamics? Whatever the truth, Hurts' statement suggests that the team is united in its direction, and that direction does not include reconciliation with the past. It's a narrative that could have implications far beyond just Philadelphia. Other teams, watching this unfold, are taking notes. Culture is king in the NFL, and a quarterback willing to call out perceived internal conflicts is sending a message not just to his own team, but to the league at large. The Eagles are marching forward on their terms, and there's no room for what doesn't fit the vision. Rumors are now swirling around what this could mean for the player in question. Some insiders suggest this effectively closes the door on any potential return, while others hint at the possibility of reconciliation under specific conditions. But if you read between the lines, the tone Hurts used leaves little room for compromise. This isn't just a statement. It's a positioning, a declaration of priorities, and a signal to both the fanbase and management. And the fan reaction has been intense, to say the least. Every social media thread seems to spark another debate. Is Hurts being protective of his locker room? Is he trying to take control of the narrative before it spins out of control? Or is this just the raw honesty of a player who's tired of guessing what his teammates really want? Whatever the case, the buzz around the Eagles has reached a new fever pitch. Inside the team, sources suggest there is a mix of relief, tension, and outright disbelief. Some players reportedly agree quietly, nodding along to Hurts' sentiment, while others are said to be caught off guard, unsure how to respond publicly. The coaching staff is likely navigating a delicate balance, supporting their quarterback while managing the optics of a highly publicized locker room dispute. And you can imagine the front office conversations, endless debates over PR strategy, internal messaging, and the potential fallout in upcoming drafts and trades. Every angle is being considered because this isn't just a headline. It's a potential cultural earthquake. Hurts has inadvertently, or perhaps intentionally, thrown fuel on a fire that could define the narrative of the Eagles' offseason, and maybe even the next few years. What makes this revelation even more compelling is the timing relative to Hurts' own trajectory. He has emerged as a franchise quarterback with championship aspirations, a leader both on and off the field. Yet here he is, taking a stand, making it clear that leadership comes with responsibility, not just for performance, but for the culture of the team. This is a quarterback sending a signal that winning is not negotiable, that cohesion matters, and that anyone who disrupts that balance, no matter their history, is not part of the plan. In a league where egos clash constantly, and where media narratives often distort reality, Hurts' unfiltered words cut through the noise. He's saying, "This is who we are, this is what we value, and we're moving forward together." And the story isn't slowing down. Every news outlet, every fan page, every sports podcast is dissecting Hurts' words, trying to determine the implications for trades, contracts, and locker room dynamics. Speculation about the identity of the unnamed player will continue to dominate discussions, but the broader message is impossible to ignore. Hurts is asserting authority, culture matters, and the Eagles are clearly united in rejecting a past chapter they don't want to revisit. The drama, the tension, and the intrigue are exactly the kinds of elements that fuel NFL gossip for months, and right now, Philadelphia is the epicenter. Rumors will continue to swirl, theories will evolve, and the media frenzy is only beginning. But at its core, Jalen Hurts has sent a message loud and clear. This team has a vision, and it does not include him. The question now is what happens next. Will the former player accept this quiet but unequivocal rejection? Will the Eagles double down on their stated culture and move even more aggressively toward building around Hurts? Or is this just the beginning of a longer saga, with twists and turns that will shock the league and the fans alike? Every report, every insider tip, and every social media thread will be scrutinized in the coming weeks as analysts, fans, and commentators alike attempt to decipher what this means for the NFL landscape. One thing is clear. Jalen Hurts has broken the silence, and whatever happens next, the ripple effect of his words will be felt far beyond the walls of Lincoln Financial Field. The rumor mill is alive, the tension is tangible, and the drama is just getting started. Philadelphia, and indeed, the entire NFL, has never been more on edge. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.